this is Jim with Lunchtime Restorations. We're working on the 28 Chevy again. Today I'm going over what I did to get my new pistons. This is one of the old pistons. What I did to get them ready to be put back into the block. My block was bored out 30 over, so that required me to get new pistons and new rings. So this video goes over me checking the gap of the new rings. And I should point out, because I didn't point it out in the video, when you're testing the ring gap, when I'm testing the ring gap, I was testing the rings that were going to that specific piston and that specific cylinder. So for example, the rings that I set aside for the fourth piston, I'm checking that gap in the fourth cylinder, right? So that's important that you do that. Your process might be a little different depending on what manufacturer you got your new pistons from. So I'm using the instructions from the manufacturer as well as information that I've gathered on how to put the rod in which position back into the block. I think that's about it, guys. I don't want to waste too much time here. I hope the information is helpful to you. All this stuff was pretty much new to me, so hopefully this information is helpful to you. All right, enjoy the video. Alright, so I want to test the ring gap on my new piston rings. So what we're going to do, slide it in there, just like so. And then I'm just using an old piston, one of the original pistons, setting it in there, pushing it down a little ways to try to square that up as much as possible. There are tools that you could get to square it up, but I've been told I could do this, and that's what I'm doing. So my particular piston rings, I've been told this ring gap needs to be between 12 and 22 thousandths. So I've got my feeler gauges here. Let's see, we'll go on the big side first. So we're at 22 and it does not fit. So let's go down a few, let's try 18. 18 just barely fits in there, so we're good with that one. Cool, so that's that ring. I'm gonna pop that out. That's gonna be the middle ring with this set. The top ring, I'm going to do the same thing. Set it in there. Use the old piston. And I'm using the edges here and here to kind of tell me that I'm close to being square all the way around. So this side needs to go down a little bit. Yeah, that's pretty good. Again, taking my feeler gauges. Oh, this one seems kind of tight there. So I might need to open that one up. I haven't had to open any of them up so far. But let's see. Nope, there's 12 right there, just nice and snug. Alright, so I'm happy with the gap there. So I'm going to carefully take these out. And we can go put them on our pistons. Alright, so I got my new piston here. I got these from Egge. E-G-G-E. Take this out. And what I've been doing is just going one piston at a time. So I had my fourth piston. I took the rod off, and now I'm going to put it directly onto the piston that's going into the fourth cylinder. So Pop the little shaft out here. Put in a little oil. Just like that. I'm just getting it started, right? So, see it there? Now, on my pistons, there's a T here on only one side. Okay, instructions say that the T goes here, then the bolt see there's going to be a bolt that runs through here like that, then the bolt is going to go on the opposite side of that T. So T's here, T is here, bolt is on the opposite side. And then I'm just going to center that up. See, if I don't get it centered on that shaft, if I push this over, see how it pops off? And that's going to do some serious damage to your cylinder wall. There, so I've centered it up, and if I push this all the way over to that side, you can notice that that isn't protruding. If I do the same thing to the other side, again, it's not protruding. So now I can put the bolt back in. Did that sound nice? So I am just very gently clamping that into a vise. I've got the vise jaws kind of covered in some old rags. There is a lock washer on this bolt. On 3 of the 4, that lock washer just kind of disintegrated as I took it apart. So I got a new lock washer on there like that. I'm gonna put a little more lube on the bolt threads. I've got a 9/16 socket. Kind of snug it up. And then from there, I'm torquing these down to 20 pounds. If you have a different suggestion for me on torque, please let me know. I'm just going off of what I've read off of different forums for this engine and off of mechanic friends' advice. There it goes. Just double check, make sure it's not protruding off there. That side's good. This side's good. And you can see the nut in there. Cool. Now it's time to lay or to put in the new rings. So again, I'm putting this in here in the vise just very gently. And it's my understanding that each ring set is kind of different on as far as installation. For the oil ring, they tell me to put this part on first, and that's the bottom ring. And on the top and bottom of that ring go these little spacers, but you have to put this one on first, otherwise these won't fit on. Of course, it's not going smoothly now that I'm filming. Oh, and for the oil ring, the instructions say there doesn't need to be a gap. They just need to butt up to each other, but they can't be overlapping. And so that was the bottom ring. Now I'm going to put on the little spacer that goes on the neck, goes on top of it. Nope. There we go. I just wanted to show you on this too. I'm just making sure that the gap is not right on top of each other. So if you can see, a little gap is right there on that ring. And then over on the other side is the other gap right there. Okay, so don't have your gaps right on top of each other. Have them offset by 90 degrees. Alright, now I'm going on for the second ring. Second ring in my set has a slight bevel to it there. You can kind of see it there. See on this inside edge here, there's a bevel. Instructions say that that goes to the top of the piston. There we go, just like that. One more to go. This is the last piston that I've done this to. This is the last ring. I have not broken a single ring, even though I don't have a pair of ring pliers, I believe they're called. Okay, so same thing. This is going on the top. Kind of just stretch it over. Easy peasy. And again, I'm going to make sure before actual hanging of the pistons, I'm going to make sure that all of my gaps are on opposite ends. All right, and that's how I set up my pistons. All right, everyone, I hope that was helpful to you in your projects. If I've done anything in this video that was just drastically wrong, and if I try to start this motor up with what I've done and it's just gonna seize or something, please let me know. The engine's coming along. I am getting very close to starting it up. So that's exciting. I'll have another video to you soon. I don't have a whole lot of time to keep doing these, so like I said in the last video, if the choice comes between me working on the truck and me making a video, I'm gonna go work on the truck. So I know it's been kind of sporadic, but you know, really just doing it to help other people out in their projects. Give me a shout out in the comments. Let me know where you're coming from. Please like and subscribe. That'd be great. We'll see you now in the next one. Bye-bye.